Hey, hi, hello there, and welcome back to Formula Amateur, where today we'll be talking all about the Red Bull curse. What is it? Why has it took so long to understand? Why it's still not really understandable, and how it actually affects the team. So let's get into it. So let's start off with this curse. Where did it originate? So in 2018, when the driver lineup in the Red Bull Racing team was Max Verstappen and Daniel Ricciardo, there was a Christmas episode on their YouTube channel on the Red Bull YouTube channel, where Daniel Ricciardo placed the curse on his seat, where he said something along the lines of, the next person who's going to be in my seat is going to have a horrible time, and I'm cursing this seat. And it looks like somehow that sort of curse worked, because ever since Daniel Ricciardo left Red Bull, it has not gone well for Alex Albon, for Pierre Gasly, for Sergio Perez, for Liam Lawson, for Yuki Tsunoda, and presumably it won't go well for Isaac Hadjar. It's just a never-ending curse, and we don't know how to lift it. But it was Daniel Ricciardo who placed this curse on the second Red Bull seat. At the time, it wasn't classed as a second Red Bull seat. It was just, one of the seats. Now it's very firmly the second seat, because nobody can stand up to Max Verstappen and his ability to race. But it looks like it's been going on for, just under 10 years, and it's been quite it's had its effects on people, certainly. So now let's talk about the biggest concern, but also the biggest save of Red Bull, and that's Max Verstappen. He has his good sides and he has his bad sides, as everyone does, and I'd say Max a million, unstoppable, there's no stopping Max Verstappen, is ultimately he will very much be your best friend in the team, but also you will feel horrible being his teammate, because he is going to outscore you. He is going to put the baseline of where you're supposed to be at, and you'll never reach as far as you should, because he is just he is out of this world. He is not human because of his inevitable skill set that is just so high, it's out of reach of anybody. And he's a blessing for Red Bull, because he gets them all the points, he gets them to be such a successful team. But if you're the teammate, you can befriend him, and he's the absolute light of your life, but at the same time I guess you kind of want to hate him, because you're envious of his skill, but you don't know how to do it. You can't go back in time and just gain those skills over time. With all the rumors about how he got to be so indestructible, and how he inevitably became this 4-time world champion, is through just a lot of the time just spending non-stop rain or shine, snow, sleet, ice, being out there, being pressured by his dad, who was in Formula 1, but he had never reached such successes as his son eventually did. You sort of wish you could go back in time if you're a teammate and just be like, I wish I had that sort of mentality back then in order to have it now. But obviously everyone has different lives, and they might have gone through the same thing, but obviously some people are just inevitably made to be above everyone else. Max is a teammate killer, as I've mentioned quite a few times, mainly in the beginning of this podcast, in previous episodes, but he's also the only one that brings good a good standing to the team in terms of drivers, and nobody really compares to him. And I just feel bad for the teammates because, you know, imagine having to race against him and all you can feel is envy. And yeah, you have to race your own race because you can't be racing in the same race as him. He's just above it all. It's a tough gig. So what are the solutions for this curse? Well, in my opinion, in my own humble, honest opinion, one of the things would be to cut ties between the two teams, because it's not a good, it doesn't serve its purpose anymore, this alignment of the two teams. It's the only the only team that has two teams, because they somehow got away with it back in the day, and now it just doesn't work the way that it was meant to work, and it causes people to take many years to climb back up to where they want to be after they do get a chance in Red Bull. They just sort of fall down a spiral that is really difficult to get out of. Alex Albon is able to show himself as the person he is, as the excellent driver he is now that he's in Williams. He was briefly back in Toro Rosso at the time, but then went into the Williams team to basically separate himself from the culture there. Whether it was negative or positive, I don't know. I wasn't there, but now he's able to prove himself from someone who is just as good as him, rather than constantly feeling under pressure because of this, deity that he had to work with alongside. And the same goes to Gasly. He also suffered the same fate. He was back in Toro Rosso / AlphaTauri after he was relegated from Red Bull, and then now he's in Alpine. And unfortunately, Alpine hasn't been there as much as he would like them to be, as much as Williams was able to improve. Hopefully, Alpine will have a better year next year, but it has taken, those years that you spend, or those weeks or months that you spend at Red Bull before eventually getting relegated, they can have a negative effect, because that it will always be carried around with you, and then inevitably when it does, if eventually when you do end up sort of climbing yourself out of that depressive hole that is post Red Bull life, it's people still would like to remind you of this, just like I am right now. And to say oh, you've done very well ever since, the incident. So it's a blip of a time for every driver who has to be alongside Verstappen. And yeah, one of the ways that we could resolve this is to cut the ties between the two teams. And then another way would be maybe find a way to see if Red Bull can just have one seat. It might have been okay back in the day, but I don't know how they would go around that. But Red Bull is pretty much a one-person team anyway. So that would be an unrealistic resolution, but it's a resolution either way. And anything else that would actually be a solution would probably be either tone down the Red Bull cars so they are much more representative to what Racing Bulls are, or amp up the levels of the Racing Bulls car so it's more representative to what the Red Bull car is, if you are not going to split away from each other in this toxic relationship that is a two-team partnership within one. So those are some of my suggestions. Obviously, I am not an expert. After all, I am a Formula amateur, and they don't have to listen to me give my opinions. I'm not an engineer. I don't know diddly squat, and I just hope that one day things will get back to what they should be between the two teams, and one day this whole idea of the curse is lifted and we can have two successful drivers in the Red Bull team rather than one that is overwhelmingly successful and one that just wishes he or she never made that decision. So yeah, that is all for the Red Bull curse. Thank you so much for listening to another episode of Formula Amateur. Don't forget to check out my lovely colleagues on the Be The Change Media Network. Don't forget to check out the website bethechangemedianetwork.com. I haven't recently been mentioning this, but formulaamateur.com is still on its way, and I will let you know when that is sorted. Don't forget that we have a Qatar Grand Prix race rundown on Monday, so look forward to that. I hope you have a lovely rest of your weekend, and I'll see you on Monday. Goodbye.